Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, in the last couple of months, I've had, conversations. I've also supported a couple of people who were looking at getting visa sponsorship jobs here in the UK. And in this video, I'm going to share with you a couple of challenges most people are facing, especially those who are currently on a student visa, postdoc visa, and being unable to kind of get visa sponsorship role. And I also had, encounter with a couple of people also who are currently on the health and care visa, and they're not happy with the job. They don't have, any kind of work-life balance, and they're looking at transitioning into a different job role entirely. And these are some of the challenges that we faced on getting that desire or dream come to fruition. And I'll also be sharing with you some of the things we've done differently and the way forward when if you're in that situation of trying to get a job and you're struggling, then you definitely want to watch this video to the end. And this is coming from someone who has been able to transition from healthcare to tech and helped a couple of people get into the same space. And I think I've got the expertise and the knowledge on the situations and how to navigate around those situations to get in the job of your dream. So if you're in that scenario or in that situation, do stick to this video to the end. And if you're coming across my channel for the first time, do want to hit on the subscribe button. On this channel, I share everything around UK immigration, transition into tech, and personal finance. So if you want to stick with us on this channel, click on the red subscribe button and right on the subscribe button. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being here. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Getting a professional job in the UK is a little bit challenging at this moment. I mean, in 2025, and even get more challenging if you're also looking for visa sponsorship. And I mean, personally, I have been able to work with loads of people towards getting that dream job of theirs. And these are some of the challenges that we faced along the way, and some of the things that we had to do differently to help people land a job has been, so many of you that have been following me on YouTube, on Instagram, I've been posting videos of people who have been able to land themselves a professional job here in the UK. And it's quite exciting to see how we, came across some of those issues and we put in one or two things into place and we were able to finally get a job. I mean, one of, people I worked with recently got a job as a data analyst with NHS England. I had someone else who got a data analyst job with one of the leading financial servicing organization in Scotland. I also had someone who recently got a job as a customer service advisor, with one of the leading industry in consultancy. And yeah, it's been quite an exciting journey seeing people who have no single experience and with little knowledge work together and able to get a professional job they've always wanted. However, this didn't come with it wasn't a walk in the park. There were lots of issues that came along the way, and one of the major challenges most people get to face right now is the fact that the UK job market is very much competitive. And when I say competitive, I mean very competitive at the moment. There are loads of people applying for the same job, so it means that you need to put yourself at so much advantage if you're looking at getting a professional job here in the United Kingdom. And this is me being very sincere with you. I had a student recently apply for a job and got a job, and we had conversations after, about 3 weeks after he started on the role as a project manager, and we're just kind of catching up on stuff. And he mentioned how his manager told him that when he applied for that role that he got, I think according to him the vacancy was out for a month and they got about 532 applications for just one single role. So it tells you how competitive the UK job market is at the moment. And for you to even get yourself an interview invite, there are a couple of things you want to put into place. So many things you want to get sorted on your CV to gain yourself some competitive advantage. By the way, if you need help with creating a master CV that will land you interview invites and potentially get a job, you want to click on the link in the description of this video to get professionals to create a master CV that can definitely guarantee you an interview invite thereafter. So yeah, the UK market is quite competitive at the moment. So for every job you're applying for, there are hundreds of people applying for the same job, and for you to even get called for an interview, you must be doing something different and right on your CV. So that's usually like the point and the first point of contact, to be honest with you. Now, another major reason is the fact that the job market is beginning to slow down. There are a couple of organizations that are currently, not recruiting actively like they used to. I know about 3 people who, between January to March 2025, they were laid off their job, and the major reason was because, they were contractual anyways. So the major reason was that I think the company had some financial issues, and they had to, I mean, the first people they're going to lay off are contract staff. So I think one of them had about 8-month contract, but I mean, it was laid off, I think, about 4 months into the job itself. So yeah, the job market is really slowing down at the moment, and yeah, there are little jobs or fewer jobs than it used to, but that doesn't really mean there are still no job opportunities. I mean, between that same January to March, we've had about 16 different job offers in my community, which is quite interesting. And I mean, uncountable loads of interview invites for people who are trying to kind of transition into tech. So yeah, the UK job market is quite slowing down at the moment. Another major challenge most people kind of face when it comes to that kind of getting visa sponsorship role is because of the new salary threshold requirements, and it gets a little bit more tricky because if the new salary threshold requirement is 38,700, and I mean, if you transitioning into a new role, especially for people who have different background, different experiences, getting a new role in the UK, you probably would not get paid 30,700. If you will, if you're going to be with a private company, and most of them are not willing to go through the hassle. And this is one of the major other challenge that most people trying to get visa sponsorship are facing. Most of these companies are not willing to go through the hassle of the home office and exposing their books to the home office and all of that. So many of them just prefer to get people who do the job for a particular period and not worry or commit to any kind of visa sponsorship with them, which is kind of sad, but I mean, it's just the reality of things at the moment. So yeah, many organizations are not willing to go through the hassle. Now, enough of talking about the problem. The question now is, what then is the way out? What is the solution to this situation? Now, one thing I tell people is that if you're looking at visa sponsorship job in the UK, you need to focus on the shortage occupation list. Now, you see those job roles on the shortage occupation list, and if you don't know what the shortage occupation list is, or it's now called immigration salary list, there are roles that are of high demand with little professionals in those space. I mean, there are tons of different job roles within the immigration salary list. Now, that is the list you want to focus on if you're looking at getting or moving into a new job role. Now, I had a conversation with someone a few weeks back, and this person has experience working in the public health space, and in as much as a fantastic job experience or job role, getting a visa sponsorship role as a public health practitioner is very little. I mean, the chances of you getting sponsorship is very low. So if you're looking at then getting into a different job role or trying to kind of move into a new role, you want to focus majorly on roles that are within the immigration salary list. Now, this brings me to the second thing. Now, if you're looking at getting sponsorship role, you also want to kind of spend time and resources to upskill. Now, this is really important. And I tell people that say upskilling, I mean, personally, a testament of what upskilling can do. I've got experience working in the banking sector, and I mean, for about 18 months, I was constantly aggressively trying to get into the banking sector in the UK, and all of my efforts proved abortive. I mean, I didn't even get called for an interview. Even the organization I was working with in Nigeria, I tried to contact the subsidiary here in the UK, and it was a fruit, it wasn't even fruitful. I mean, the whole journey was, not fruitful. I didn't even get any feedback from them. So basically, I couldn't penetrate into the UK job market. working in the banking sector. So what I did at that time was to upskill. So I tried to learn data analytics, and to cut the long story short, I got 4 different job roles, job offers in data analytics, 2 of which came with the tier 2 visa sponsorship back in 2022. So yeah, you need to upskill. So you need to look for that job role within the immigration salary list, or any job role that is of high demand, and start building up the right skills. You don't necessarily need to jump on trainings. There are tons and thousands of free resources online that you can always leverage on. I learned data analytics without going for any boot camp or paying a single dime. I went through the personal development, and I was able to get myself a job. So I mean, if you're looking at, I had one of the people I worked with, had experience working in engineering back in in our home country, and when she got into the UK, she wasn't willing to kind of go into the engineering sector, even though she had opportunities. But because she wanted a job that would allow her have time for family, I mean, the kind of engineering job she was getting here in the UK requires her to travel to sites, move around, and all of that. I mean, the job even came with official car, but because of her family structure, she wasn't willing to kind of go through the hassle of traveling every single time and having an issue with childcare. So she decided to go into a different road that would allow her to work from home. So she decided to spend some time, some resources to get her Prince 2 certification done. And I think few days to Christmas, she got a job role as a project manager, and this was after we worked on the CV. We did lots of interview preps, and she got herself a project manager job. So the point you're making basically is that if you're looking at getting a sponsored role, you definitely will need to upskill, because there are certain skills that are of high demand but with shortage, professionals in this space, and that's definitely what you want to leverage on. Now, another way to actually go around if you're looking for sponsorship is to kind of explore alternative visa routes. Now, there are lots of other visa routes that you can explore, and not necessarily the skilled worker visa route. I mean, you've got the option of trying to get the global talent visa. We've got the startup or innovator founder visa. We've got the most especially the global talent visa. It's something that, if you've got experience in a particular sector, whether academia, arts and culture, or tech, and you're a potential leader or you're a leader in that particular space, you definitely want to leverage. There's so many documents we need to provide. If you have a PhD, especially, if you've got a PhD, you definitely want to reach out to me. There are so many opportunities that you can leverage on with that PhD to get in a global talent visa. Or if you have a tech startup back in your home country and you've done fantastic stuff, with a tech startup, you also need help in the leveraging on the global talent visa. You might probably want to send me a DM so we can work together. We've had about 4 different individuals this year alone that were able to get a global talent visa, and this is based on the fact that they had something they were doing that was impacting their community, and that was always sold to the endorsing body, and they got that endorsement, and the UK Home Office also granted the global talent visa. So the other visa category that you can explore if you're looking at getting sponsorship here in the United Kingdom, or you're looking for a way to get the rights to live and work in the United Kingdom. So if you have any questions, state those questions in the comment section. If you need help with creating your CV, you've got an interview coming up and you want some help with interview prep, you also want to click on the link in the description of this video. We can jump in a call and get you that job that you've always wanted. Provide all of the resources and information to help you land that job. So I hope you find this very informative. If you do, click on the like button. If you have any questions, state in the comment section. And if you're coming across my channel for the first time, come on, do it to hit on the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. And my fellow subscribers, thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So this will be the end of the video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you.